Hello everyone, we're going to talk about robot of the single wafer tool maintenance. Single wafer tool, just like dry etch. Every time we put a single wafer into a single wafer chamber to do the process, this kind of robot is small. It's a small type. Just for one piece wafer to transfer. This structure is like this. It's a robot arm. There are 3 robot arms. The arm move just like a circle. Move direction, this direction, this, and every circle direction the robot arm connect to a rotation assembly. This rotation by the belt. Drive the belt to let it rotation, and the belt drive. Under the belt drive is a motor, a servo motor. A servo motor or a step motor. This motor drive the belt assembly to rotate the belt, and the belt rotate the other belt driver, and the belt driver to move the arm. It's a very simple structure. Motor drive the belt driver. Belt driver to drive the belt move. Move this way or move this way, and the belt drive the other belt driver to rotate, and the belt driver, the other belt driver fix at the arm, and the arm move left and right. Why use the belt drive? Why don't use a gear? A belt force is very small to prevent wafer crash, because your arm lose control, and the arm hold a wafer, and a wafer to lose control and crash into a wall or something else of the hardware. The belt force has a sensor. The sensor is in the motor drive here. Has a sensor, a force sensor. The force sensor can sensor the wafer crash into some hardware, and a force sensor can be censored immediately and stop. Hold the roll bar to prevent wafer crash. So we use the belt force because it is small. And then when the roll bar carry a wafer to move, unfortunately the roll bar out of control or some unusual hardware put into the path to let wafer crash into it. When the wafer touched the unknown hardware, the force sensor can sensor it immediately and make unstop immediately to prevent wafer damage as possible as it can. So that's why we use the belt force, because it's not so strong, not so big force, and the belt force is small, and that force sensor can be sense a small unusual force like wafer touched unknown hardware. It can stop the arm to move and prevent wafer damage possibly. Now we're talking about the maintenance, the very common maintenance, for example, lubrication with proper oil. Why the proper oil? The oil must be used at fab type. At the fab type, which means the oil can be lubricate and also cannot absorb particle, cannot so absorptive to eject particle into the mechanic structure. So a special and Pacific oil is very expensive, and we cannot use any kind of normal oil to lubricate the equipment at fab. So please use the proper oil. Every equipment has its own proper oil at every assembly. So please use the proper oil by following the menu to maintenance your equipment carefully. For example, this is the arm, roll bar arm, and it's the rotate assembly. There is a belt inside, bearing inside, and we just inject oil, inject to let the old oil out and flow of new oil to renew oil and the bearings part. This is the side view. This is the robot arm body, and this is the robot arm, and this is the pedal, robot pedal. There's a bearing everywhere, and we inject the new oil to replace old oil to do the lubrication with proper specific oil. Now we are going to measure and tuning and adjust the belt tension. We're using the tuning fork to measure the tension force of belt. You can see the 3D figure. This is the belt, just like this. This is the belt, and we put a tuning fork to cover the belt. This is the side view. This is the belt side view, and we put a tuning fork to cover it. This is a tuning fork signal power cable, and we use tool to make vibration of bell by flick action. We use the tool to make a flick action to make vibration of bell. Then the tuning fork can sense the vibration to calculate the tension force. If the tension force is too small, out of the spec, we can adjust it, or too high force, we can also adjust it to fit our spec. This is the belt tension measure and adjustment. Please follow the menu to measure and adjust with correct tool position and setting. Because the tuning fork position is very important, and the tuning fork type and its major range must fit the belt. You cannot just buy a normal tuning fork to measure it. You gotta use the tuning fork tool. Certified by vendor to do it, and the tool put position just like the tool, the fork, and the belt. Its position is very important, and the tuning fork setting also important. You got to set at the belt correct vibration range to make the major value is correct. Finally, the belt not usual to auto folder, but if you see the obviously damage, please renew the belt as soon as possible. Okay, let's all see you next time.